Hello, I'm Welcome23, and this is going to probably be the most callous thing I've ever did, let alone said. Let's go ahead and begin. Society, we love heroes, don't we? We love when a good hero beats a really bad guy, and right now, we in society do have a lot of heroes. Who are those heroes? You, if you're going out and wearing a mask, if you're washing your hands, if you're wiping down packaging, and if you're doing everything you need to do to prevent from being sick, spreading it, and the whole nine yards. We do, however, have villains too. Want to know who those villains are? Billy, Joe, Bob. They are the physical manifestation of woeful ignorance of this virus, the utter physical manifestation of stupidity as well. They are the people who strap on their little armor riggings and they look so cute like they're getting ready for kindergarten, don't they? And they come out with their AR-15s or M4s or the AKs to protest what their forefathers didn't want to happen. The local nail salon, beach, parks, and other small businesses being closed, that you may live a little bit longer than your woeful ignorance is allowing you. They're bringing out their guns and they're overcompensating for their small members and their even smaller brains. We are suffering from a pandemic. And yes, we even have religious people, the radical religious people, that are saying that they're washed in the blood of Christ and that they're protected. Well, if that's the case, why are innocent children who have never done a thing to this world are born every single day? They're either stillborn, they're born with diseases, they're born with, oh man, and they even get, what's this? Oh, what's going on right now? And some of them are even getting really sick and some of them are dying. Weird. It's also that weird they are born with deformalities and anomalies in their body, and some of them, get really sick and die from other ailments and the whole nine yards, but they were washed in the blood of Christ. Yet you'll say it's God's will. I don't believe in a God that stands over everyone and goes, yes, little Timmy, I know you haven't done anything, I know you're 6 months old, but I'm going to give you cancer. I'm sorry. I don't believe in a God like that. I don't. I don't believe he's sitting there watching all this and going, it's God's will. It's my will. Some of you forgot your good book at home as you're going out to protest, or some of you are getting on TV as politicians, and you're forgetting the one of the lines from the good book is the greatest trick the devil ever played was to, make the world think he didn't exist. Kind of like what's going on in the world right now. We had it hoped, 15-0, all these other things. Irony, isn't it? There's a saying, there was a man drowning in an ocean, there was a boat that came by, he says, no, God'll help me, boat went on, another one came by, God'll help me, boat went on, he drowned, went to the pearly gates, looked at God, goes, why didn't you save me? God looks at him and goes, sent you several boats, you idiot. The blood of Christ does not protect you from things that science, which is also enabled by God, is supposed to do. It's kind of like the saying, God does for those who do. So if you protect yourself, God in a way did for you, and he protected you, right? He put on that spiritual armor. Okay. So if you go outside and you put yourself at risk without a mask, without washing your hands, some of you can't even wash your own ass, right? And woo, boy, the body odor really can tell. You're an idiot and God isn't going to protect you. God doesn't protect children right now. One of the states is Ohio, that it's legal as a blood relative to groom and sexualize a child. It's legal. This is 2020. This isn't 1900. This isn't 1800. This is 2020. It's legal. Don't believe me? And you're telling me God's sitting there going, it's God's will? It's God's will for the Catholic Church priest to go to a little choir boy who wants to serve God and be closer to God, and because his parents probably put him there, or because he's an orphan. And yes, it's God's will as the priest does bad things to them. It's God's will. It's called hypocrisy, and every good person or bad person has good and evil in their heart. The idiots going out with their AR-15s right now are the evil people, and they are choosing not to follow the good in their heart. Evil right now is saying open everything, so you can go to the beach, the nail salon, the hair salon, and all these other places, because it's your constitutional God-given right. Shut the fuck up! Like, seriously, if we open up everything, where are you guys gonna go? That you're strapped up to fight this imaginary war against what? What are you strapping up for? What are you getting your guns and your vests and all this for? What are you doing? Are you gonna go shoot the corona? Is that what you're gonna do? The only thing you're gonna do is shoot a 12-pack of Corona down your throat as you're sitting there watching Netflix or something, binging late at night. Shut the fuck up, Billy Joe Bob, and sit down. Go put your little toys back in your little toy chest or your closet. But hey, you know what? Do us a favor. Actually, why don't you go stay in your closet? Why don't you go stay there? And we'll just come collect the body. Like, some of you have never broken your body for this country. Some of you have never broken yourselves for friends, family, those around you. Some of you don't even know the definition of self-sacrifice, let alone understand what that means. You disgust me. Really, literally. Some of you people aren't even healthy and fit enough to be able to serve your own country, but you think by protesting you're going to serve your country. Shut the fuck up, Billy Joe Bob. But you know what? I'm going to play devil's advocate now. We should open up everything. You know why? I want you to die. I want you to go get this, because that's what's going to happen to you if you don't social distance, if you don't wear a mask, if you don't wash your hands, if you don't do what everyone else, the smart people, are doing. Go ahead. You can get a pine box. I hear they're real cheap right now. And you can be buried in the big field like other people right now who don't deserve to be there because of how this has been handled, or that they got a virus and they weren't woefully ignorant like you. You are taking every single second that they should have for granted because you're an idiot. So open up. Open up all the stores. Open up everything. Let people go out. Pile on those beaches. And when you get sick, don't cry. Don't go to the hospital even. No. Stay home. Stay home. You want to stay home now. Don't go to your doctor's office and infect people. Don't go anywhere. Stay home. Thanks. Or go to the beach. Hey, go to the beach, go to the nail salon, go to the barber. Because the smart people are going to continue doing what they need to do, knowing that this is still out there, that this is not going away. The heat didn't make it go down. You can't inject UV. You can't drink some bleach. You can't eat Tide Pods, you fucking idiots who, no wonder the nicotine requirements went up for this country. Because you people are eating Tide Pods. And because of stupid people, the people who don't deserve to have punishment are being punished because of you, Tide Pod generation. So to you also religious fanaticals who believe that you've been blessed and washed in the blood of Christ and you should go pile into a church, I'm going to go ahead and with this too. Let God sort it out. Don't go to the nearest scientist or doctor or anyone when you get sick. Stay at home too. Stay at home, please. Do that for all of us. Stay at home when you get sick. Don't go to the ER. No. God will come to you. Let God sort it out. But again, everything is going to be open up regardless, right? Until it's closed again, because the deaths rise and the cases rise, and then the politicians go, shouldn't have done that. And then what are you going to do? Put on your little vests again and go, I wanted to go to the beach today, but instead I'm going to go and protest. You're an idiot, and you're just enabling this to go on longer and more lockdowns flicking on and off like a light switch, you idiot. But when all this is reopened, just hypothetical for a moment, and you go home and you put away your little toys, what then? What then? You know what I have to say? Darwin is waiting for you. For survival of the fittest, baby. And just because you got a little vest and a gun doesn't mean it's survival of the fittest. Survival of the fittest is the ability to adapt. It is the ability to change depending on your environment, depending on the circumstances and whatnot. So if Billy Joe Bob over here is continuing the same thing that isn't working anymore, you're not survival of the fittest, are you? You're not the most intelligent, you're not the strongest, you're the weakest. And I don't believe we as a society, as a humanity, should continue to carry you. No. And go ahead to all of you going up to nurses and doctors and spitting on them. To all of you hitting them. To going and threatening them, sending them death threats. Saying, I told my kids once to respect you, now you're just doing it for a paycheck. Because they're supposed to be nurses and doctors for free? They don't want to be there to treat you, Billy Joe Bob. They don't want to. They don't want to see the death and carnage that you have never and will never see. Besides what's played for you on television from your news center. You're not on the right side of history. You're the dumb, ignorant, bulbous, physically manifested virus that, long story short, just needs to go away. You need to go the way of the dinosaurs. The smart need to live. You, Billy Joe Bob, just need to go the way of the dinosaurs. And bye, you old fossil. No. To the smart ones still watching, thank you. Hang in there. Do what you're doing. You are true heroes right now. You're protecting people. You're guarding the weak. You're the ones who don't have a choice. The ones who, such as myself, are susceptible to this. Kind of like me. I'm stronger than Billy Joe Bob. Well, I handled more firearms than Billy Joe Bob. And I lift a kid every single day that can't walk. On my back, on my shoulders, and I break myself every day for these kids. And they're not even my kids. I do it because I do it for the weaker. I do it for the immune compromised. I do it for people who deserve to be, because they've been given a shaft in life. They've been just completely screwed over. And yeah, so you guys are the true heroes. Continue doing what you need to do. Continue wearing your mask, washing your hands, wiping down packages, the whole nine yards. You know the spiel. I don't need to tell you. But continue doing it. We're in this for the long haul. We're in this together. Do not think you're alone just because you're sitting in your house, and some of you are alone. Some of you are sitting in very quiet rooms. Some of you are away from your kids. Some of you right now are watching this, and you're sitting in the emergency room, and you can't go home and see your kids. And you're like, man, I haven't held my kids in weeks because I'm afraid to take this home. You're the heroes. You're the people that this country is indebted to you. This world is indebted to you. We owe you a debt that you, when all this is said and done, every single one of you that served, this is a war, and every single one of you that served during this time, you deserve an award. You deserve a moment. You deserve a paid vacation that doesn't come out of your vacation time. You deserve, your family and everybody deserve to just go and be somewhere happy and be somewhere just good. And just get away from all this for a little bit when all this is said and done. I know it's going to be tough. Hang in there. That's all I can really say. If you're a smart one, you know what you need to do. You're doing it already. But before I let you go, I'm sorry to any good people past this point that, again, science looks at Billy Joe Bob as an anomaly. They are things that you can try and fortify your way down, and Billy Joe Bob somehow, some way will go out of his way, kind of like drinking Listerine out of a bottle and spitting it back in the bottle and putting it on the shelf. Billy Joe Bob is the type who goes in there with germs and everything and sticks it in your ice cream or licks your ice cream. They're the Tide Pod eaters, or the people who are doing TikTok licking toilet challenges and all this other crap. They just, they're just, man, I'll tell you, there's a lot of stupid people, isn't there? And people go, they give it this excuse all the time, well, people do stupid things. Really? Because I'm waiting for that moment that I do stupid things. This may be the stupidest thing I've ever done. To be callous, to be just straightforward, to be honest. This will probably be the stupidest thing I've ever done, but I don't feel it's stupid because I feel it's just something I need to get out there. And it's something I needed to say. And so if people want to look at this in history, in the future, and go, nah, this was stupid, then so be it. But I don't feel it is. And, there's a difference between me making a video and not really endangering people, and you going out and being stupid and doing your stupid shit just so you can go to the beach, the hair salon, or whatnot. Moving on. I'd also like to follow up. Gloves, masks, whatnot should be a requirement for cold and flu season. For, protecting yourself from the cold, flu, influenza, pandemic, any more that's coming down the road, as well as pneumonia, things like that. If we can lower the deaths there, too, it'd be great. We need to work on these things, Yes, it's a little inconvenience, but this is the new norm. I mean, think about this. We're going to be adapting to this. We're going to be doing this all year long. There's going to be people coming out with new types of masks and whatnot because they're going to be like, man, I don't want to wear this hot thing or this constricting thing all year long. And I've already got several masks, several different types depending on the weather that I myself have talked about in a prior video, back in, I believe it was literally when all this was getting and going, and I was telling people they should wear masks. I was going against the grain. I was hurt by YouTube and demonetized and the whole 9 yards by it because YouTube wanted to follow what everyone else was saying. And now YouTube's like, hey, you guys, hey, want to see some people design some masks and the whole 9 yards? YouTube, just, you're another Billy Joe Bob, YouTube, and Susan Wojcicki especially. I also, if you've stayed this long, I want to say the following. We have a lot of issues, and I want you to think about this. So, eventually this is going to pass. Do not become complacent. Continue to push for higher medical standards. Continue to push for better educational standards. We need to get, and I'm just speaking from an American perspective, but I'm speaking to the world if you're watching me from somewhere outside. Continue to push for better. Continue to push for your fellow man. I know that it's human nature, and it's something that I've broken, and I want you to break it too. Is we only care about things that affect us directly or indirectly, like a family member or something, someone we care. Okay? But I want you to start caring about things that just, wow, a kid's being denied a wheelchair by Blue Cross Blue Shield, his federal government, his state government, the whole 9 yards. People who never walked, who can't walk, the whole 9 yards are being denied wheelchairs. We've got to find a way to improve that. We've got to find a way to improve the education system. We got to find a way to fix stupid. We gotta bring the intellectual standards up for things. We've got to find a way to just revamp a lot of things. We've got people such as myself right now who I'm being denied medication. I'm being denied tests. I'm being denied procedures to lengthen my life, or at least give me the substantial amount of ability to breathe right. Literally, the insurance companies, the governments, no one cares about the fact that I need a specific medicine that I have about 6 or so doctors that have said, yes, he needs it. No one cares. They deny you. You have to pay out of pocket outrageous amounts. Imagine spending $1,000 or more a month to breathe just because you're struggling to breathe. That you're paying, and everyone's like, well, go work a job. Well, I'm the no shit. And when you're paying that $1,000 and you got to keep the lights on, you got to keep the roof on, you got to keep gas in your car, you got to keep all these things, and life also happens. Had a car that just had the motor completely blow. Where does that several $1,000s come from? The piggy fairy or some bullshit bank? Do I go to JP Morgan and Chase and say, hey guys, I'm really down and out? You think the bank cares? Most of humanity hasn't cared. People that I've talked about haven't really cared. They don't care because a lot of people are like, doesn't affect me. Again, I could sit here and I could talk to you for hours, days, weeks, probably months. I could talk to you till I'm blue in the face about all the problems that I see and all the solutions that I think could be done. And we are not going to do it because we need more people to care. So, again, back to we're at home, we're alone, all 9 yards. We're alone at home, but we're also united. Okay? Just like you're seeing me right now. Hey, get a coffee, get whatnot. We're kind of sitting at the coffee shop together. Difference is I'm not endangering you and you're not endangering me. Again, keep pushing, keep doing what's right, break human nature, care about one another, and that's about it. That's all I can really say. I could go down the list of putting Billy Joe Bob back in his place some more. I could go down the morality, civility things. I could go down the list of words and things and what we need to do, but you're not here for that. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you did, share it, like it. Let me know in the comment section below. I'm sure the hate will be coming because they're a loud minority, aren't they? That's right, you're a minority. You're tiny. You're no one. Billy Joe Bob. I'm sure I've hit 2 murder hornets nests today. Don't worry. It's okay. I can handle it.